Hello, my loves. Today we're continuing reviewing volume, but this time with fractions. You're going to show that you can multiply fractions. And to find that area, we would multiply length times width. And you're going to use the algorithm to multiply fractional measurements. Our objective, to use algorithms to find the volume of a figure. And how can place value help you multiply fractions? We're going to review volume and do some practice problems. Please don't forget to get that I ready done. It's due Sunday night. All right, now if you remember, on Tuesday, we started, sorry, hit the wrong button. On Tuesday, we found the perimeter and the area of the base. So, if we were talking about the area, which is two-dimensional, we multiplied 1 1/2 times 2 1/4. Do you remember doing that? And our first step was to turn it into an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. We have 3/2 times 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. So 9 times 3 is 27, and 2 times 4 is 8. So what we did is we reduced that, and we got 3 3/8 because we did our division problem. And that's the area, that's the two-dimensional. Now we need to find the volume, which is three-dimensional. It's the length times width times height, or it's base times height. And we know that the base is 3 3/8. So our base is 3 3/8, and we need to multiply that by the height, which is 4 1/5. Now, I have this into a mixed number, but when I multiply back, 8 times 3 is 24, 25, 26, 27 is 27/8, just like this here. And now I'm multiplying. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1, 21/5. So I've got some big numbers here. 8 times 5 is 40. And let's multiply 27 times 21. And when we line these up, we're going to notice that, hello, it's 1 times 27. Look how easy is that? Well, that wasn't hard at all. Okay, now let's move to our tens place. 2 times 7 is 14. Regroup. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. What? It's that easy? Yes. 567/40. Now that's not in lowest terms, so we need to get it in lowest terms. Let me erase some of this. Make some room. Okay. All right, so we have 567 divided by 40, right? Divided by 40. 40 goes into 56 one time, and I get 16 left over. When I bring down that 7, now I've got 167. This is a good time to do a little estimation, some guess and check. So look at this 16 and this 4. I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 times 4 tens is going to be 16 tens. Oh, that's perfect. And then there's 7 left over, 7/40. So my answer is 14 7/40 centimeters cubed. This is my volume. So there's going to be 14 of those like big, if we're going to fill up this box, you know, those big the cubes that we use, there would be 14 of those. And then there would be 7 little centimeter cubes. So that's how we would fill up that box. If we go to the next problem, problem number 2, what I want you to do is think about and pull out your notes from Tuesday. On Tuesday, you found, on Tuesday, you found the area of 2 1/3 and 1 2/3. Go back to your notes and grab that area. That area was 3 8/9, right? Because we multiplied those two together and we got 3 8/9. Now we need to multiply 2 3/10 because that's the height. So we've got base times height. Well, let's turn these into improper fractions. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 8, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. It's 35/9. See how I counted with a domino or a pair of dice? Times. This is a 10. So I've got 20 plus 3 is 23. And we're dealing with tenths over here. When we multiply, we've got 90ths at the bottom. And then we have 25 or 35 times 23. 35, 23. Okay, 3 times 5 is 15. Regroup. 9 plus 1 is 10. Not in my tens place. 2 times 5 is 10. And 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. 705. So we have 705/90ths, and that can be reduced. If I were to say 90 is about 100, I would say about 7 of those would equal 700. That makes sense. But now let's think about what is 9 times 7. 9 times 7 is 63. So 9 times 7 tens would be 630. And let's see if we're doing all right here. 5 minus 0 is 5. This becomes a 10. 9, 8, 7. 75, yep. So the answer would be 7 75/90ths. But you know what? That is definitely 100% not in lowest terms. And how I know that is, this is a 5 and that's a 0. That means it can be divided by 5. Let's see what we get. 7 and 75 divided by 5. 1. It's 15. 15 over, and then 90 divided by 5. 1. We've got a 40. 19. 15 over 19. 7 and 15/19 inches, or cubed, or cubic inches. That's going to be the volume. And we can't reduce it anymore because 19 is a prime number, so it can't be divided by anything except 19 or 1. So we can't reduce this problem. So problem number 2, the volume is 7 and 15/19. All right, problem number 3. Look at your notes from last week, and you'll see that the base, which is the area, is, what problem is this, number 3? It's 2 and 13/16. Or if you were to look back before it was reduced, it would be, what, 16 and 16 is 32, 42, 43, 44, 45. I should say 45/16, right? And now we're multiplying that by the height of 1 and 3/10. 45/16 times 1 times 10 is 10, 13. Okay, pause the video and let's see what you get for your multiplication. 16 times 10 is 160. And 45 times 13. 3 times 5 is 15. 12, 13, 0, 5, 4. 585 160ths. That's definitely not in lowest terms, so let's find that lowest term. 585 divided by 160. Okay, I'm going to say 160 is like 150. And if I did 150, that's 300. And then another 150, that would be like 500. So I'm thinking it would be times 3. Is that what I said? 150, 150, 150. It would be 450. Plus another 50. 4, 5. It would be 600. So that went too high. So let's go back down to 3. See, I'm using all my strategies. I'm estimating. I'm going to use guess and check. What did we say? We're going to try 3. Okay. So 3 times 160. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. Regroup. 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. I've got a 5, a 0. Ooh, 105. Perfect. So my answer is 3 and 105 over 160. Can that be reduced? Well, it definitely can, and how I know it is this ends with a 5 and that ends with a 0. So they can be divided by 5. Let me put my answer here. 3 and 105 over 160. Okay, let's divide by 5. We get 3 and 5 goes into 105. 5 goes into 10 twice, and 5 once. It'll be 21. And then 5 goes into 160. We've got a 3 to make a 15, and a 2. 2 times 5 is 10, yep. So 21 over 32. Now let's think about this. 21 can be divided by 3, but 32 can't be divided by 3. And 21 can be divided by 7, but 32 cannot be divided by 7. So this is going to be in lowest terms, and it's inches cubed, or cubic inches. 3 and 21 over 32. Now, if you guys aren't quite getting this, that's okay. We're doing this as practice, practice, practice. What I really want you to focus on is how to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction. And I want you to focus on the steps of multiplying the denominators together and then the numerators together. These are some big numbers, so it's going to take some practice. The biggest challenge is probably multiplying these big numbers correctly without making mistakes. And that takes practice. it also takes a good night's rest, and it takes a full stomach, because I notice that when I'm tired, I make more mistakes than usual. And if I'm working without having had my breakfast or lunch or dinner, then my brain just doesn't work its best. Okay, problem 4. Look at your notes. Find the base of problem 4, because the volume equals base times height, or it equals length times width times height, and we know length times width is the base. So 1 1/3, right? Let me get that as number 4. 1 1/3 times 2 2/3 was 3 5/9. And we need to multiply that by 5 5/10. Or 5 5/10 is 1 1/2, isn't it? Sure it is. So I reduced that to make it a little bit easier for me. Okay, 3 times 9 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23/9 times 11/2. Now see how easier this is going to be, because it's just 9 times 2 is 18, and 23 times 11. If I didn't do that, I would have 55 tenths. I'd have to multiply 23 times 55 instead of 23 times 11. All right, 23 times 11. Well, 23 times 1 is 23. And now I'm in the tens place, so it's 23 again. 253. 253 18ths. So now we need to turn this improper fraction into a mixed number. And here we multiplied to turn it into an improper fraction. So here we need to divide. We do the inverse. 253 divided by 18. I'm going to use my strategy estimate. I'm going to estimate 18 is about 20. And I see a 25 here. So I'm thinking it's going to fit in there one time. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's 7. And bring down my 3. All right, now I'm going to estimate again. This is at about 20. 20, 40, 60, 80. 4 went too high, I think. Let's try 3. Let's see what we get when we do 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 4, 5. And this becomes a 6. This is a 9, and it's 19. So this is where that check comes in. Can we still take away 18 from that? Yes, we can. So this is going to change. 3 was a little too low. We're going to turn it to 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 1 is 4. 5, 6, 7. It's 72. So the answer is 1/18. Oh, 14 and 1/18. And we're talking about feet, and it's cubic feet. Cubic feet. Make sure you're writing all this down, because tomorrow you're going to be doing these problems on your own. And this is what 5th grade looks like. Lots of beautiful math. Okay, last problem. And here's that 2 2/10 inches again. So when you found, oh, it's the wrong one again. When you found the base of this figure on Tuesday, your base was 4 3/8 inches. No, it wasn't. I looked at the wrong one. We had 2 2/10 times 2 2/10, right? So this would have been 22/10 times 22/10 over 100. So we did 22 times 22. 2 times 2 is 4. 4, 0, 4, 4. 484. So it brought it down to 4 84/100. Oh. I need my pen. And we know that 84 can be reduced. We reduced by 2, and we got 42 over 50. That's a 4. And we can reduce by 2 again, and we get 4 21/25. Do you remember that? So here, these two guys, you should have it on your paper, 4 21/25. 4 24/25. Sorry, 21/25. Times, here's my height, 2 2/10. So we did that division in order to reduce our problem. But 25 plus 4 is 100, so it's 121 over 25 to get our mixed number turned into an improper fraction. And then here, 22 over 10. So 250, the numbers are getting bigger, but it's still the same strategy. 121 times 22. Go ahead and pause the video and let's see what you get. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. Tens place, 2, 4, 2. So all together, when we multiplied 121 times 22, we got 2662. All right, but we're not at lowest terms. 2662 divided by 250. Well, look at that right there. That looks like a 250. Pretty close. Subtract. We got 16. Oh yeah, that's perfect. And 2. That can't be divided anymore. So my answer is going to be 1 in 162 250ths. But I know that can be reduced. I'm going to reduce it by 2 because 2 is an even number and so is 0. 2 goes into 16, it's going to be 1. 2 goes into 16, 8. So it's going to be 81 over 2 goes into 2 ones, and 2 goes into 50 25 times. So it's 1 and 81 125ths. Now let's see. 81 can be divided by 9. This cannot be divided by 9. I know a trick, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, can't be divided by 9. 125 can be divided by 5, but 81 can't. So my answer is here, inches cubed. 1, let me make my 1 really big here. 1 and 81 125 inches cubed. Whew, we've got some big numbers here, guys. We got some big numbers. Uh-oh. You know what I was just thinking? Can this be reduced? Let's see. I'm going to try 125 divided by 9. Let's see. Not 9. 1. 1 times 9 is 9. 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a 3. Oh, wait, look. Oh, no, I was thinking 5. Nope, because... Yeah, no, I was right. Because I was like, was that trick working? All right, here's my lowest one. This is my answer. 1 and 81, 1 and 25th. All right, guys, save this paper. Save all of those papers because tomorrow you're going to be doing your math on your own. On your own. All right, guys, I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.